This video will demonstrate the difference in Sage 100's standard desktop versus the classic desktop. When you launch Sage 100 for the very first time, you'll be prompted to make a desktop selection of either the classic desktop or the standard desktop. The standard desktop is the default. The new style of desktop is the standard desktop, and by design will only show you tasks that you have been granted rights to access. The old style of desktop is the classic desktop and will show you all tasks available within Sage 100. If your security settings do not allow you access to the task selected, a message will be displayed indicating you are not authorized for this function. Once the task window has loaded, there is no difference in the way the screen or window is presented in either the standard desktop or the classic desktop. If you've chosen the classic desktop, you'll see a screen similar to this one. You can personalize the screen in a few different ways. The easiest way is to drag commonly used tasks to the area at the top of the screen. For example, if I use customer inquiry frequently, it may make sense for me to have it available at the top of the desktop no matter what else I'm working on. To do this, let's go to the Accounts Receivable module and go into the main folder. Now drag the task name to the top area of the desktop. Let's try that again with Item Inquiry. We'll find the Item Inquiry task in Inventory Management main folder. Now drag the Item Inquiry task to the top. You can right-click and rename a task if you want to shorten the name so that you can add more shortcuts to the top. This is an example of personalizing the screen for how you want to work. Each user can have their own shortcuts. The classic desktop also allows you to create shortcuts through the My Tasks menu system. On the left-hand side of the desktop, click on My Tasks. Right-click to create a new task folder. The task folder can be public or private. Public task folders are available to all users. Private task folders are available only for your Sage logon. Security settings may allow you to create private tasks only. Let's create a public task folder called Inquiries. Right-click, select New, and then Public Folder. Rename the folder called New Folder by right-clicking and renaming it to Inquiries. Now we want to add other Sage tasks to this folder. Let's add Customer Inquiry first. Right-click on Inquiries and select Add, then Task, and then choose the Accounts Receivable module by double-clicking it, then double-clicking the main folder, then double-clicking the Customer Inquiry task. To confirm that the task has been added to Inquiries, click the plus sign to the left of Inquiries to expand this folder. You should see the Customer Inquiry. Let's do the same thing for Item Inquiry. Right-click on the Inquiries folder, select Add, then Task, then double-click on the Inventory Management module, then double-click on the main folder, then double-click on the Item Inquiry task. Repeat the same thing for Vendor Inquiry, found under Accounts Payable module, the main folder. Expand the Inquiries folder to see the 3 tasks that have been added. If you find the full menu system of Sage 100 overwhelming, you can use these My Tasks options to group related tasks to make it easier for you to navigate. Tasks can be added to more than one folder. For general navigation topics, go back to Tasks and select Feature Tours and experiment with the various tours provided by Sage. The introduction to Sage 100 is the most relevant set of tours for new users. Change to the standard desktop. To compare how the desktop appears and how you can use the Favorites feature, let's change desktop selection. Assuming your security settings allow you to access this task, go to File, Change User Settings. Change the desktop option at the bottom from Classic to Standard. Accept the changes, close out of Sage 100, and launch Sage 100 again. The change in desktop does not take effect until you launch Sage 100 again. Log into Sage 100 with your logon and password, and now the standard desktop displays. If you have full rights to all tasks in Sage, the menu options will be the same as the classic desktop that we just saw. If your Sage administrator has restricted your access, you may see fewer modules, fewer folders, or fewer tasks. To repeat the same options that we did on the classic desktop regarding the shortcuts, we're going to use the Favorites feature. Let's go to the Accounts Receivable module, accept the accounting date, and within the main folder, right-click on Customer Inquiry and select the option to Add to Favorites. The Favorites menu will automatically appear. Repeat the same steps for Item Inquiry. Select Modules, then go to the Inventory Management module, accept the accounting date. Within the main folder, right-click on Item Inquiry and select Add to Favorites. One more. Let's go back to Modules, select the Accounts Payable module, accept the accounting date, and within the main folder, right-click on Vendor Inquiry. In the Favorites area, you can also create folders. Right-click to insert a folder, a shortcut, for example, a link to Word or Excel, or a separator line to make it easier to group or separate tasks. That's it. Thanks for watching. For more information on Munjal White or Sage 100, please visit our website at www.munjalwhite.com, or if you have any questions on this video, please reach out to us via email to websupport@munjalwhite.com.